Welcome to Herschy and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
Well, hello there. We are back. It is Tuesday night at 9 p.m. We're back. We're hot, and we're in the slot. We are the Herschy and the Keegs Show. Mike Keegan, Mark Hirschman, Tony Walker, and we are excited to be back with you guys. It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks, and here we are.
It has been.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing great.
I missed the fuck out of you,
pal.
pal.
Oh, my God. This is...
And Tony, too.
Back in the studio. Missed you guys. It's like it's like an old hat.
You're calling me an old hat?
No, you're an old hack.
Oh, an old hat. That's right.
I am. Like putting on an old hat that I haven't worn in a while, and it's comfortable and it feels like home.
You doing okay, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I cannot complain. Things are good.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a couple of things going on. We won't dwell on it because it's a little bit morbid, but my wife lost her father a couple of weeks ago, so that was certainly pretty shitty. My kid's grandfather, my father-in-law, and that was sucky. Yeah. And then the next week, Tony was ready to do the show, and he made the ingenious decision. He was out at a show on Monday night. What was it? The magic show you do? What is that? You do a...
You're
a juggler? What do you do? What is that again?
Yes, I juggle a bunch of different legs.
You juggle your prosthetic leg around.
That's right.
But you were out at a show... And you decided, and you knew this. You said that the chicken that you were about to eat looked skeptical, I think was the word that you had texted me.
I doubt I used such a big word.
But it was something to that effect that you thought that it might not have been cooked well enough, I think it was.
I saw a little pink in the chicken.
Hey, now.
But I ate it anyway.
You ate it anyway. A little pink chicken never killed anyone, but ruined our Tuesday night.
And the next day, he was having some severe problems, or as Mike so eloquently put, he was having an issue with his stink wrinkle. and I had to look that up on Urban Dictionary to understand it was.
Tony's poor stink wrinkle was on fire.
I didn't know what it was. I thought it had something to do with the fact that he lost a leg 10 years ago, but it didn't. And,
no, it's his butthole. And
yeah,
but he's back. Tony's sitting on a block of ice right now.
You're doing okay. Now, Tony just said, he goes, I don't know if it was food poisoning because it was really horrible for a day and then it was much better the next day. And that is exactly what food poisoning is.
Exactly.
Food poisoning can annihilate you, just kill you in a day or two and then be gone.
I've been there.
Yeah.
That happened to me at a restaurant that I won't name on the air, just rhymes with schmout schmack.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
And,
you're at the Route Rack?
At the Route Rack.
Okay.
And I made a poor choice on the menu, and my stink wrinkles were on fire as well.
Now, how long ago was this? Now, how do we know, considering that you are generally afflicted with more illnesses than any human being? Coronavirus, what is the other one you had? Rasta virus?
Rhinovirus.
The rhinovirus?
The rhinovirus.
So how do you know that when you had the Outback food poisoning, that's what it was and not something else?
Because
colitis,
it was
Crohn's,
just that.
Lupus.
It could have been the lupus.
Yeah.
You know what it was? It wasn't like I didn't feel sick at all. It was strictly in the midsection.
Yep.
And it only lasted 24 hours, and it was violent and intense.
Yeah.
And then it just went away.
Yeah. So
like a fart in the wind.
So Tony had that, and I think so. Tony had texted us that Tuesday morning, like at 11 or 12, that he was really in bad shape. And then at 3:00, Mike texted, "Are you better and good enough to do the show?" I'm like, the guy's dying. He's hopping around his poor house.
Oh my God, poor guy.
I don't even remember that. You texted me that afternoon.
Yeah, I'm like, Mike, you're acting like me, like totally thoughtless and callous.
I was all prepared. I was jazzed up to do the show.
That's something that I would have done, like just thoughtlessness, only thinking about the show. Like, all right, are you better now? It's been an hour and a half.
There's millions of people waiting for the show.
Millions of people waiting for the show, and
the guy decides to order his chicken medium rare.
You know what they say though, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
And my heart is fond as shit right now.
Right, your heart is Jane Fonda right now. We're happy to see you. We have a lot to go over, a super lot. I will tell you, I'm a little disappointed because after the first week, when you came in and you were lit like a Christmas tree from the sake. I got a bunch of people asking me, like, can you get Mike to do that more often? And then in the subsequent 2 weeks that we have not been on the air, people are like, are you going to bring some booze for Mike? And I'm like thinking, that's probably not great that you're looking to push Mike into alcoholism for the benefit of our show.
Mike is more fun when he's drunk. That's just the
fun drunky Mikey. It was cute. It was very cute.
Well, did you?
I did not, and
right.
you're going to be fine because we don't want to make you an alcohol dependent just for the show.
Yeah, I'm sober as a judge tonight, but if you guys tune in and spread the word and smash that like button, I'll be smashed next week. How about that?
We should kind of make a little bit of a game where if we get like 10,000 views this week, that Mike will snort cocaine in the studio.
Exactly.
Right? Let's
do it.
As opposed to the bathroom before the show.
Well, you got Hugh Murray coming in soon. You don't want to do it then.
Exactly.
That's right. That's true. Yeah.
We got Hugh and Trevor coming on.
You and Trevor coming in. So we actually, the Hirschman family, did a little bit of a Japanese food visit to Inatome in Valley Stream, my place.
Yeah.
And it led me to thinking that the concept, like when I'm at any place at all, I don't like small talk with anyone that I don't know. You know how I am. I get like grumpy. I'm like, I just want to talk to my people. But I have to tell you though, you could put me with literally Bin Laden and Mussolini at a hibachi table, and I'm going to be best friends with that motherfucker.
Absolutely, it puts you in a whole different mindset.
It puts you in a mindset. As soon as they start flinging broccoli, all of a sudden, everyone's like, you're rooting for each other, you're pulling for each other, right?
And there's nothing better than hearing the chef say flinging broccoli.
Right.
Flinging broccoli.
Flinging broccoli.
Flinging broccoli.
So it was me, Stacy, and the kids, and there was a guy, his girlfriend, and I think it was like one of their mothers.
Who ordinarily in any other situation you would hate and want to be away from.
I wanted to bludgeon all of them.
Yeah.
But I was in love with them that night. And the guy got a kick out of me, which is the biggest, most important thing to me in life.
Yeah.
He had told the sous chef, the nice fella from Ecuador,
sushi chef.
Yeah, he had said that he wanted he wanted his meat barely cooked. Like he said, he wanted it very, very.
Who he with Tony?
Huh?
Who he with Tony?
Why, Tony likes a rare meat.
Apparently.
The chicken. Right. Sorry, that was so long ago that I'm really sharp tonight. What are you talking about? What chicken? I don't remember anything. What happened with Tony?
The chicken and his stink wrinkles.
Oh, so the guy he said something that he wanted it very lightly cooked, and sure enough, his meat came out, and our meat was not. He brought his meat out on the table, and we're like, in front of my daughters, this is so rude.
He must have really liked you. Huh?
Yeah, I'm like, you put your meat back away. But he, everyone else's steak was not even on the table yet, and this guy's was on his plate.
Jeez.
Okay, and I just made a comment to the effect of, I think it's still mooing, and the guy laughed for like 40 minutes. Like, I'm like, dude, that's kind of a hacky old joke.
Really is. That's like what you say, and you probably would have thought.
No, we were best friends forever after that. We were totally best friends. But the whole broccoli throwing in people's throats, it seems like someone could eventually get something stuffed in their esophagus, and there could be an issue.
Yeah, that's something that I would see you being so nervous about that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always think about things like, because I'm going to get to SNL, which is normal for a 51-year-old man to make it at this point.
That's what they're looking for, yeah.
But I'm always thinking like, how funny would it be a skit where you close the place down trying to catch a broccoli? Like they just give you so many fucking choices, like chances, I should say, and the guy just flinging one after another.
No, come on, give me one more try.
And there's just like mounds of broccoli all over the place. People are asleep on the table.
I like it.
Yeah,
let's do that.
You can see Lorne Michaels. Are you watching, buddy?
See, you. It's on air now, and now they're going to steal it. And
now they're going to steal it.
I was at one of those places one time, and they were flinging the broccoli, and some guy was walking out to his car or the door, and the chef at my table goes, "Hey, you catch!" And the guy that was walking out goes, "All right, yeah." And he flung a chunk of wasabi at him.
Oh wow!
And he was like, "You watch this, you watch this. I fuck with this guy." Yeah.
I killed this poor fuck.
And the guy was absolutely pissed off because you saw he caught it in his mouth, the wasabi. and his face turned bright red because he was choking on this freaking
Oh, wow.
wasabi. Almost killed the poor guy.
But how funny if he turned around and said, wasabi! And that's how the commercial ended. This SNL thing is going to happen
There
for
you
me.
go. That's the close to that sketch.
That's it. That's 2 fucking sketches they just
That's
wrote.
it. I know.
Are you
Look at
watching,
it.
Lauren?
Look at this.
Lauren? I don't even know where I'm looking.
The writers are on strike. They have
Right.
us.
This writer's not on strike.
That writer's not on
And that
strike.
one isn't either.
Exactly, because nobody pays us.
He's the Keegs. He's back, and he is ready to roll.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, but I do have to say that Mikey and his mom did come and make a condolence call, which really meant a lot to Stacy, meant a lot to the family.
You guys are family.
And it was certainly nice to see you guys. And during that time, you and I and your mom spent some time, I don't know if it was in the living room or outside, and you came to a determination after me telling you a couple of stories that I'm not the person that I try to portray. That maybe after all this time of me saying what a horrific, awful, masturbating on the couch with your friends kind of guy that you are, that maybe I am.
Maybe there's a little evil behind those eyes.
Maybe
Mark.
these kind hazel eyes.
Yeah, you cast the stones.
So Mike went into his heavy duty editing and splicing of audio, and he came up with a little drop. Let's hear it. What do you have to say, Mike?
I had to say, after listening to some of your stories at a somber event, also, I just came up with the determination that
Mark Hirschman is a piece of shit.
Wow.
right.
That's
Hirschman is a piece of
twice.
shit.
wow, yeah, twice.
Wow. You really think that's good?
Yeah,
I'm surprised that you were able to make that. Could you have made it any lower? Could we have sign language that to people?
I could sign language it.
For anyone who didn't hear, which is every one of you, Mike is trying to insinuate that I am a piece of shit.
Mark Hirschman is a piece of shit.
So I will tell him the story that I will tell you guys the story. I already told him the story. That's why we're here, to tell you guys the story.
I'm like, we have to talk about this on the podcast because my innocent mother was sitting next to you and we're on the way home. She's like, Mark Hirschman is a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. Well, there's 2 stories. I'll tell the first one, which is not as piece of shitty, but then I'll tell the real piece of shitty one that you were like disgusted with me about.
Yeah.
The first one was that so everything went down. It was on a Friday, and then Stacy's dad had passed on Saturday morning, and later on that day, me, Stacy, her twin brother Adam, and sister-in-law Paula were kind of sitting around in the living room just trying to absorb everything and get everyone, make sure everyone knew about it, and we were just trying to get plans together, and people started to know. We're getting text messages. We're here for you. We love you. What can we do for you? And the tendency for people is to say, we will do anything for you, whatever you need. And ultimately, no one ever really takes advantage of that. No one ever says, hey, yes, I need you to do the siding on my house or
it's
whatever.
An empty gesture.
Empty. Well, but it's not. People are just doing it to be nice, but they don't usually expect to be called on.
With me, it's an empty gesture.
So one of the text messages that we had gotten was from Stacy's college roommate, who's a very close friend of ours to this day, 30-something years later. Her name is Gila, and Gila had said that if you guys need me to go pick up Samantha in Binghamton tomorrow, I will do it. And this was like right when stuff went down, okay? Now, I didn't pay any attention to it because knowing my daughter, obviously she was going to be thrown into a tizzy about losing her grandfather and having to come home a week early. Even though she was done with school, she was supposed to work in the bookstore. So we figured she would just be like, if Dad's not coming to get me, that's bullshit. Like, Dad has to come and get me. Yeah. So we're sitting around, and Stacy's brother says, why don't you call Samantha and see if she'll let Gila come and get her. And she knows Gila for a long time, and Gila's a social worker, and Samantha's going to become a social worker. So we're sitting there, and I'm like, I'm going to prove to you guys, meaning Stacy, her twin, and Paula, that watch Samantha just blow her fucking stack on me right now. Watch her go crazy. Exactly. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, babe. She's like, hey, what's going on? Like, she knew everything, what was happening. And I'm like, we're thinking of having mommy's friend Gila come and get you in Binghamton tomorrow. And she responds, "Yeah, fine. Just get me out of here. I'm good."
Oh my God.
And I put the phone on mute because I must have it was like a cry, a scream, a laugh. Like I was so, because in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to be spending 10 hours on the road tomorrow.
Not, yeah.
Max's birthday was the next day. I had things to do. And just obviously the night before we were awake all night, like we were exhausted.
Yeah.
And so Samantha's like, yeah, that's fine. So the next phone call, of course, who was the next phone call to? Gila. And I'm like, you're heading to Binghamton tomorrow.
Like, so she doesn't live near Binghamton.
She lives in Valley Stream.
Jesus Christ, Mark.
Wow.
She lives in Valley Stream.
So this is, and she 100% said that knowing that you would say, no.
She's a good person. She's a very good person. She's a close friend of ours.
Hirschman is a piece of shit.
Very good. Thank you. So she, I will tell you that she left her house at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
Being that she has 4 kids of her own who have been through college and other things, she went there, packed up her car, packed up Samantha's apartment, loaded it up, and she rolled back into our driveway at 4:30 that afternoon. And
She pulled up and she said, I kind of want you to be here by 4.
I'm like, where are you? Where are you? I needed Samantha by 4 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so that was the prelim piece of
You know,
shit
the
story.
whole way riding up there, she's like, fucking Hirschman.
Yeah,
That-
she was so good, and so that was a huge thing. So we took advantage of the empty promise that no one ever takes
my God.
takes advantage of.
As a person, you have to be self-aware that she really didn't want to drive to Binghamton.
You know, probably, although she's the kind of person, she's such a good heart that she probably really did. She probably really did.
Keep telling yourself.
Yeah.
that,
Well, either way, Samantha's home. Who cares? It worked out. So whatever.
Samantha's home. I didn't have
Yeah.
to drive. Did you give her gas money?
Yeah, I actually Venmo'd her $100.
Really? Oh, wow.
And I
Alright.
just asked her if there's anything over, change wise, just Venmo back. But if you don't spend 85, just send me back to 15.
Throw back a 15, or buy
know?
a pizza pie. or
Tony,
something.
laugh louder, please. People like your laugh. So this is the real story that Mike couldn't get over. And I don't know. I never thought it was that bad until you made me feel pretty badly about it. This happened many, many years ago where I had taken Stacy and the 3 kids. Max was very little at the time, maybe 1.5 or 2 years old at most. And we rented someone's timeshare. You know when someone posts on Facebook, "Hey, rent my timeshare in Florida for a week."
Yeah.
And no one ever actually does it. Well, I did.
You're the guy that just takes people up on shit that nobody else takes them up on.
So our friend the Shootbox, they were renting their
Shitbox?
Shootbox, I think is how you pronounce it.
Tupac Shakur.
It was Tupac had his timeshare that he didn't need anymore because he'd gotten
Yeah, 'cause
shot.
he'd gotten killed.
Yeah, but so we rent their timeshare for $1,000 because of course in my mind I'm like $1,000 7 nights, that's less than $200 a night.
Oh, yeah.
So we used it. It was very nice. And what happens with a timeshare? It's very rigid. You check in, you got to check out 7 days later, and there's no someone else is coming in, so you can't ask to stay another
You
night.
have to go to the seminar. Is there like a
Oh
seminar?
my God, let me tell you something. That was a fucking calamity, that seminar thing. I was sweating bullets. I almost fucking bought a 3-year timeshare. Horrible. But what happens is, because of course I can never enjoy anything in life, the Thursday that we're ready to go, we're getting reports from back at home that Hurricane what was the one that happened in August about 12 years ago?
Irma?
Katrina, Irwin.
No,
Irwin.
he was on the show not too long
Irwin,
ago.
Monty's friend.
Yeah.
Hurricane Irwin Loring.
Hurricane Loring. Yeah.
Hurricane Irwin Loring.
That's
was
actually his
coming
comedy
through.
stage name. Now coming to stage,
Yeah.
the Hurricane Irwin
Yeah.
Loring.
So we're getting word that we're getting wiped out on that Saturday.
Was it
okay?
Irma? I think it was Irma.
It might have been Irma, yeah. So this is another case where I had to, I got a text from my neighbors like, "Hey, if you need us to do anything, we know you can't get back home in time." And I was like, well, Greg and Tina, you have to go into my house, take the glass table that's in the back, bring it into the house through the sliding glass door, tape up my windows, tape up everything, and they did that. So thank God they took care of it. But our JetBlue had contacted us saying your flights are canceled. You cannot get out of Florida.
Oh, wow.
So we were obviously fucked. So of course, for 2 days, I spent driving around Orlando looking for hotels to stay in for as many days as we needed to.
Probably at the cheapest price that you could find as well.
Well, that's exactly right, and they were gouging. So, like, I almost reserved a Red Roof Inn that would not have. It's probably smaller than this room for all of the five of us, and it was like $300 a night. Okay, they were gouging.
Wow.
So here's where the Mark Herschman piece of shit.
And this has got to be.
Did I say Mark Herschman? What is my name? Can you say my name for me?
I think it's pronounced Herschman.
Herschman. Okay. What?
Yeah, say it with me, Herschman.
Herschman, the Jewy German way to say it.
Mark Herschman, you drive the car for the funeral.
That's right. Thank you. That's a Hurstman. Right. Am I a Hurstman? If I was driving a hearse, I'd be Mark Hurstman.
Hurstman.
Hey, there's Hurstman. Wow, maybe I should have a new calling there.
Oh my god! So now, and this is probably what 13 something years ago. So $300.
So Max was one, so it was like 12 years ago. Yeah,
and 12 years ago, $300 a night is a very expensive.
Big ticket. So in the midst of this, we get a call from our very, very close friends, the Dwyers, and Samantha's best friend Nicole, who I think you met that night at the Shiva.
Yes, I did meet Nicole.
Nicole and Danny, the mom. So we get a call from them, and they're the opposite of the Herschmans. They travel very easily. They are very spontaneous. They don't come with the anxiety that we deal with. Yeah. So, and Danny's a flight attendant, so they fly around the country. And Bobby and Danny have also worked for Hyatt, so they get breaks at different Hyatt hotels. Anyway,
are they a gay couple?
Huh?
Bobby and Danny, flight attendant? Is that
no?
This is a homosexual couple?
No. This is Bobby, the big tall white Irish fella, and Danny, the attractive black woman.
Oh yeah. Danielle, I guess it's short.
Daniela,
for? Okay, yeah, and she was very beautiful.
Yeah, very pretty woman. Bobby's very handsome. I
was very
Nicole
attracted to her.
Is like my fourth child.
Yeah.
So they call randomly. They're like, "Hey, we're in Costa Rica, but we'll pop into Florida if you guys want, and we'll hang out for a couple of days." Like that's how they do it. So they're like, "We're staying."
Did they offer you? Were you just like, "Hey, come to Florida"?
No. They had offered. They knew. They probably felt my anxiety rippling through already. So. They're like, well, we're staying at the Grand Hyatt Cypress Resort in Orlando, which is the premier hotel in all of Florida. Yeah. It's not a Disney, but it's better.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable place. But per night, many hundreds of dollars. Like it's there was rocks, rock wall. What do you call that? Like in the pool, there's like big.
Rock climbing wall,
something like that. And there was slides, and there was jet skis, and there was
in the pool.
Such a big pool. I'm like, get on the jet ski,
Holy
Max.
Shit! What kind of hotel is
this? Give a fuck if you're 1 year old. Get on the jet ski. But there was everything. Like this hotel was unbelievable. So Danny was like, no, we'll reserve 2 rooms. One of them will be for us, and then the other room will be under Bobby Dwyer, and that'll be your room. And it's going to be $75 a night.
Jeez, oh my god!
And we wound up there for 3 nights, so I spent $225.
Which was less than any other.
$225 was half of a Red Roof Inn one night.
For one night, exactly.
Yeah. So totally crazy. And so they came in, and of course I was still riddled with anxiety, but this quelled it a little bit.
And
yes, I mean the kids were watching movies in the pool on this monster screen. Wow. There was a talking bird in the lobby. I mean, it was everything.
Right,
it was everything. Wow. So that night, Stacy's like, we should really, let's let the kids experience a nice hotel like this. I'm like, well, what do you want to do? She's like, let's wake up early and take them to that breakfast buffet. And I'm like, Stacy, it's $50 a person for an adult and $35 for a kid. She's like, listen, fuck. And she was right. She's like, we're getting this room for $75 a piece.
Exactly.
Anna saw that the buffet looked like it was going to be cool. I'm like, fine.
Splurge a little bit.
So we wake up early. The Dwyers are sleeping in because they just come in from Costa Rica. Yeah. So we get to the buffet, and I'm not even enjoying the idea of it because I knew that I was in for 200 bills probably.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's spoiling the savings that I'm having on the Dwyer thing. But I go down there.
The
I'm like,
Dwyer thing, he calls it.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm Bobby Dwyer, room 217, and there's going to be 5 of us, but one of them is a baby. They're like, all right, we're going to sit over here. And as the lady is seating me, everyone who works in the restaurant has a name tag on it, and it says their name and where they're from. And I don't remember the lady's name, but under her name, it said Valley Stream, New York on it.
Oh, wow. That's where you're from.
That's exactly right. That's what I said.
What are the...
So I go on to have a lengthy conversation. We know many people in common. She moved down there 10 years before, but we knew a lot of people.
Did she know the shit boxes?
Shoepox.
Yes.
Shoepox. Okay. They're from Levittown, and Jimmy passed a couple of years ago. One of the greatest human beings that ever lived. So I go to grab the bill at the end. I go to pay it, and Valley Stream girl comes over. She's like, Mr. Dwyer, I'll take care of that. And she totally eats the bill. The whole thing.
Wow, good job, Mr. Dwyer.
She eats the bill, and a couple hours later, we obviously see the Dwyers. They're heading down to breakfast, and I had explained to them exactly what had happened. And I don't remember Danny. I think Bobby looked like you motherfucker. Like
no, absolutely.
Yeah, but he was super cool about it. And I think the part that you got really upset about, which I guess the audience can decide if they agree or disagree, is that we finally get word that we're getting a flight on Tuesday morning. So on Monday, we decide that we're going to go out for dinner, the Hirschmans and the Dwyers. And we wound up at a local place called Pizza Hut.
So they put you up at this fancy top of the line Orlando resort.
Correct.
You get a top of the line 5-star breakfast buffet under the guise of being Bobby Billy Dwyer.
Right.
And
Billy
you
Bob
decide,
Thornton.
hey, I'll take you and the family out. There's 5 of us, but only 3 of you.
I have to be honest.
But I'm gonna splurge and take you guys out. We're going to the hut.
I don't even think it was a situation that I had pre-planned the dinner purchase. Yeah. But I think at some point I was like, Jesus Christ, I really, these are close friends of ours. So I snapped that check when it came for that.
Yeah, you did.
Pizza Hut and that.
You took them to the hut. That's where parents take their kids to tell them they're getting divorced.
Yeah. Well, I picked up that bill and.
Who chose to go to the Pizza Hut?
I don't remember, man. It was a long fucking time ago, but.
Mark Hirschman is a piece of shit.
Yeah. So that was why you felt that I was
because I'm like, you know what? Take him out to a nice dinner. Take him to Majors when you get back here on Long Island.
Yeah.
You took him to the hut.
I took him to the hut. I will say though that
and then Anna had the book club points from Pizza Hut, so I got half off a personal pan.
I will say though that I did buy them something very nice, and I don't know if they still have it, but when they bought a house around the block from us. This is going on like 15 years ago, and they set up like almost like this nice little like it was an awning, like a little what do you call it? What kind of hut is that? What's the word?
Like a sunroom?
No, like
a tiki hut?
Tiki hut type of thing. Yeah, it was a pretty cool type of thing. And I ordered from a private woodworker. I ordered something, and I it was like a Disney theme, and it said Dwyerland on it. And that was no joke. That was like at least
very cool, but
I
still doesn't make up for you. Yeah, exactly. You got it on Etsy with a Groupon.
I got it on Etsy. That's right. But they're wonderful people, and they're listening. Hopefully, and thank you for the breakfast and
thank you for getting my friend through his little anxiety attack.
Yeah, man. And so the Botkins moved all of our shit inside. The Dwyers hooked us up with the hotel and everything else. And I took them to Pizza Hut.
You took them to Pizza Hut.
There we are.
Oh,
so
what a jerk move.
So yeah. So
I would rather you not take me anywhere than to insult me with Pizza Hut.
That's fine.
Like, they sound like a classy family.
Speaking of classy, I'm proud to say that we have people who I would call them almost contributors now, where people will send me messages saying with ideas, or they'll make comments, just in general, they're just reaction to the show.
Yeah, and they're all tell Mike to get drunk before the show.
So one of our people, he's one of Max's buddy's dads. His name is Tom Davnero, and Tom sent me a message the other day, and I don't know exactly the derivation of what made him send it to me, but he asked me to ask you if you've ever played a game when you were a kid called Nut Tag.
So 2 things.
Yes.
It sounds like something I definitely would have played after all the stories I've told you.
Correct.
And no, but I'm sure I've played something that we called it just something else because it sounds like
I
something
see.
we used to play.
Okay. Because I didn't, like I just thought it was a great question, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna respond. Like, I'm not gonna ask Tom, is that a game that he should know, or is it a game that you think he probably knows?
Is it like gay chicken?
That's what Tony had. He had food poisoning. Just ate a chicken dick, and now my stomach is killing me.
Because it sounds like gay chicken a little bit.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if he just made it up. I have no idea, but I figured if there's anybody that I knew, and I know a lot of fucking people that's ever played the game Nut Tag,
it would be me. And I'm sure like we probably just called it something else in East Meadow. Like, so we played 2 games. We had the circle game, which you probably played that, where like you put your finger like in a
No. I was feeling tit. Women's, very good looking ones at 14.
So this game,
I'm dying to hear where this is going.
So the circle game, you're sitting around with the boys, you're having a couple of drinks, and somebody takes their fingers like this, and they put it like somewhere like near their nether regions.
Yeah.
And the first person to look at it, you hit them in the nuts.
Oh, okay.
So that's
I played
the nut
that game.
Yeah, that's.
But it didn't have to be near. It just had to be below the waist.
Anyway, below the waist.
Anywhere below the waist.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
One time, my friend did it, and he did it so close to my other friend's penis that his penis went into the circle that he created.
Oh, I was going to say that. I
And
thought
I'm
that
like,
was the destination. That you were looking for a bullseye.
No, you're looking at kind of. But then there's gay chicken, where you sit across from one of your friends.
Yep.
Like I'm sitting across from you right
Yeah.
now.
Can you like demonstrate on
Yeah, I'm not playing it, bro.
Play gay chicken with me.
No.
And you each run your hand.
Oh, my
You
God.
each run your hand up the other one's leg.
Yep.
And the first person.
Mike, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Seriously, it's not even funny anymore. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fuck, man.
Like, you know how
It's
you play
crazy.
chicken when you're in the car and like the first person that veers off is a loser? Well,
I would rather do that than play with my friend's dick. I gotta be honest with you.
Friend,
Yeah.
you sit there and you run your hands up each other's legs, and the first one to pull back is the loser.
Right?
So sometimes nobody pulls back, and
And then what are you doing?
Jackpot.
Are you running towards the penile area?
Yeah, you're going up towards it.
Well,
And like the normal person, when you get a little too close, they'll go, all right, I'm done.
I see.
But there were times when nobody,
Right.
nobody.
My
was
hunch
done.
is that nobody ever blinked ever with you guys.
He's basically saying they just jerked each other
But
off.
yeah.
That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, but like we made a game out of it.
I have to be honest with you. What's funny is like I thought that this was all exhausted, all these stories. But every week there's just a whole shitload of new ones.
Well, because I was thinking that sounds a little bit like Nut Tag.
I think he just played them during the week. This is why he has new
Actually,
stories.
you know what? The truth is, if I had to describe Nut Tag, that would be it.
So Tony, what's his name?
Tom Davniero.
Tom Davnier. Let me know if Nut Tag is anything like gay chicken. But if it's not, let us know what it is, and I guarantee you I've played it and we just called it something
Let's
else.
just get back to a second to the. So you have the fingers on the
like this, and you looked, and now I slap your nuts.
Are you guys
Right.
balls out during this? No.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say because that's really fucking.
No, that would be
nuts.
gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus Christ! I just can't even.
You want to try gay chicken? We'll explain it. We'll demonstrate it.
No, because you'll try to grab my tallywhacker, and I don't want that to happen.
If you pull away, you lose.
I will always lose that game,
right.
ever, forever, and ever.
I never. You know what? Never lost. Undefeated.
I'm sure you have. You are.
Undefeated in gay
Yeah.
chicken.
You're an interesting fellow. I just. We almost. I would say that maybe we should bring a couple of Mike's friends into studio, but they'll wind up fucking on the couch. We don't want that. We get
Bring in girls.
No,
I think they're safe.
We'll get kicked out. He wouldn't be interested.
And you know what?
Right, that's what I'm
You know what
saying.
the crazy
Put
thing
your
is,
arm
though?
over here.
You know what the crazy thing is, though? We hung out with girls, but we were doing this like while the girls were just off.
I
You
just.
know?
off with the guys.
My friend Matt had the basement we used to hang out in.
Yeah.
It was like the basement from that '70s show. That's where we always hang out.
Was that the Pillow Game was your house?
Pillow Game was my house.
Okay,
yeah.
so Matt's okay.
Matt had a big basement, and he had a room that we made up called the Champagne Room. And
Jesus Christ, Tony, what the fuck is going on here?
so we had a big basement area. That's where we all used to hang out. But then we had this special room called the Champagne Room, and we're like, all right, this is where we're gonna take the girls, and we have them over. But it just always ended up being me and the guys in the Champagne Room drinking, playing gay chicken, and the girls were just outside.
So,
like, all right, we're gonna get going. All right, guys.
For anyone who's not familiar, if you've ever been to a strip club, there's generally a room or two in the back referred to as the Champagne Room, where you can pay money to a stripper, extra money to whatever, have champagne and whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Somehow you managed to manifest this into some sort of a homosexual game with your 14-year-old friends.
Yeah.
You ruined some of the greatest things in life.
Yeah, no, exactly. But we had good intentions. It was supposed to be. Our thing was we were
Good
starting to get
intentions.
into like where we're gonna start playing strip poker with girls and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had a group of girls that would hang out with
No, you
us.
didn't.
And no, we really did.
Yeah.
And
They
would
left
come
'cause they were
and-
playing gay
Well, that's
chicken.
what happened.
Yeah.
It would be like, these girls are no fun. Let's go and play gay chicken in
Right.
the Champagne Room. Because we
Right.
created the Champagne Room. We set it up nice. We had like
Yeah.
champagne glasses with lipstick on them.
Yeah.
And like blow up couches and stuff. And it was nice, and we were gonna bring the girls in there to play strip poker with us.
Yeah,
and like,
of course.
That's what we're gonna do. And then
Sure.
it just turns out like, all right, you got your girls, just stay here. We're gonna go play some gay chicken in the Champagne Room.
You are certainly an interesting fella. I am going to tell a little story about Mike. The past couple of weeks, a Facebook post that may err on the side of heterosexuality. Mike posted a picture of the cover of Sports Illustrated recently. It was Martha Stewart with some cleavage out, which apparently is not a gag. This was real deal, legit happening. And you made a reference to having an erection from the what did you exactly say?
Confused boner.
right. So, what was your reaction when you saw that? The
Definitely
Martha Stewart?
airbrush, but still, I mean, that chick, she's 81 years old.
81 years old,
81,
yeah.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Nice body. She has old lady legs, like the
Yeah.
skinny legs that don't have any volume to them.
No volume,
I
no
didn't
meat.
like that.
Yeah.
But she's got not perky breasts. She got like the beaver tail tits, look like beaver's tails. But they still have enough. They still have enough volume where there's a little bit of cleavage going on, and she has a beautiful face for an 81-year-old. She doesn't have like a prune face. And nice hair. She has nice hair. She has old lady feet, though.
This could be the only time in 81 years that anyone ever referred to Martha Stewart as a beautiful face.
I bet Joey Cola has.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah.
Joey Cole's
That's true.
And Snoop Dogg banged her, right? I think.
Is that true?
I think so.
Yeah, he did. So you definitely felt some sort of something.
There was an attraction. There's definitely was an arousal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Definitely
wanted
attracted to Martha
I wanted
Stewart.
to make sure. Oh god, I got such an itch in my foot right now. What are you?
That's not your
Do you
foot.
have anything that I might have caught just now? That
Yeah, probably.
rosacea or something?
Let's play gay foot scratch chicken.
Oh god in heaven!
Can't believe you never played gay chicken.
No, we called it nut tag where we were from.
That was a medical condition I had when I was in college called nut tag.
No, it's
had,
like a skin tag.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I went
Yeah.
to the doctor and said, no, you don't have.
You just have
it's
nut
not
tags.
chlamydia. You just have nut
tags.
Yeah.
Since I've kind of I've sold myself out here, and I told a couple of miser stories. When I'm not really, you know how I'm not at all like
You're
that.
not like a cheap Jew.
No,
But you're a frugal,
not.
You're a frugal Jew.
but I'm generally a very generous person. But I will tell you that
You're a general person.
I'm generally a person. You know,
Generally he's a person.
I'm a half schmuck. There are certain situations in life.
Whoa,
that,
hey now.
Oh boy, don't worry, we're not taping.
worry,
Paula.
Carla, we're
Don't
not
worry, we're not
taping.
taping our show.
Somebody's just dying to get on the show, huh?
So, in her defense, she doesn't think that we're still taping at 10:20 in the afternoon.
That is
evening.
true. Why is she like this?
There are certain situations in life. I don't know why she's like this. Where I feel like I need to. If I'm being taken advantage of, I need to get something back. Okay,
Yeah.
and I feel that way when I go into Five Guys. I really do. Five Guys has gotten to the point it's just out of fucking control. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, you cannot walk in there and feed a family of 5 without spending probably $80.
I know. Exactly.
It's outrageous. So the other day I went in
and they
there.
don't even have the peanuts anymore where you could steal.
No, the one in Levittown has the peanuts.
They still have the peanuts because the other one that I went to doesn't have the peanuts because I would just take a barrel full of peanuts.
So I went in there the other day. I got 2 cheeseburgers and an order of large fries to take out for Max and Anna, okay? It came to $28.75 for those things. But what I normally will do...
2 things?
Those 2 things, yeah. I got
Max
them, those 2 little blonde things. What I do, I should say, if I go in there, which is not that common, I will ask the French fryer for an extra bag. And what I will do is I will load that bag up. I make like different levels, okay? And what I do is I go and I get the shovel and I shovel in as many fucking peanuts as I can, about a half bag, okay?
Yeah.
Then I put a level of those high quality napkins that they have there.
Ooh.
They have like fucking like really good solid napkins. Not fast food napkins.
Yeah.
These like like you took them out of that big long thing, Bounty whatever.
Yeah.
And then I will, on the top level, will be like 6 cups of ketchup.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, dude. I load up on the ketchup when I'm there.
So picture this bag, this big, ketchup, napkins, peanuts, okay? Yeah. Load that bag up, and I'm still waiting. And I'm thinking to myself, I should have gotten a drink because this machine that they have here is one of those machines that you don't see that often, where it has the high C, you can get the grape vanilla, the vanilla, the orange vanilla, whatever it is. And so what do? I look over and I'm like, well, the little ketchup cups I can get some drink out of there.
No, you didn't.
So, and I'm like, this is something that's pretty obvious. Like, you can get caught doing this, and not that you're going to get in trouble per se, but it's just not the kind of thing. Like, it's even for me,
it's not the kind of thing a 52-year-old man should be doing.
51. Yeah, exactly. So, I have the bag, and then I go and I take a sample of the high C grape, and I'm like, this is just fucking heaven. And then I take another one. I try like the cherry, and then as I'm filling up the orange vanilla, the guy calls me. I'm like, oh, okay. So I walk over there, and he's like, do you want another bag? Because, the French fries I gave you the extra scoop. And as I go to grab the other bag, I forget that I have the high C in the thing. No. And I raise it up, and the high C goes all over the fucking counter. I spill it all over him and the counter, myself. Whatever amount of liquid, it's only like 3 or 4 ounces in there.
This stolen ketchup cup full of high C.
Let me tell you something. I would be the worst fucking bank robber. I covered everyone in this, and he didn't even know like where it could have come from. Were you like holding a handful of high C drink? Like, where did you get it from?
Was it in your palm?
It was in my hand. I was like, he didn't even know. It's like, are you a magician? Is this like a magic trick?
Oh,
you just pulled fucking high C out of your ass.
Were you juggling with Tony Walker?
Let me just tell you, I took that fucking bag of food and I got the fuck out of there.
And you'll never go back again.
Oh my God. It was so goddamn mortifying.
Did you say anything? Did you address
Nothing.
it?
No, I was really fully mortified.
You just ran out.
I was mortified.
This is the Levittown one?
The Levittown one, yes.
You ever go to that taco place next door?
You know what, I have, but I'm not. You like it?
When I was going to Hunter, I went there for lunch like all the time. I loved it there.
You know what? I don't know why I haven't gone there more often. Because I preach that I like mom and pop type of businesses. Yeah. But tell me why. What is it good? Like
empanadas there are good, and the guy that works there is very friendly.
Is he the owner also?
I think so. He's the owner. I used to go in there like when he was first opening up.
Yeah.
In the morning or the afternoon.
I feel like I'm not doing right by not going there because the kids will go to like, what is that, Taco Joe's they like down the block or Chipotle.
Exactly. This is the same thing except you're supporting a local guy.
I got to do that.
Yeah.
I got to do better. I feel like I got to do better.
Be better. Be best.
So the orange juice spillage was humiliating. I don't know why this week I've had multiple humiliating.
And why was that your reaction to just throw you?
I don't know what. No, I went to grab it, and I guess I wasn't. I had like one handful in my left hand, and I guess I didn't think I was gonna need this hand. And then he's like, "Oh, you want another bag?" And I was like, "Sure." And I'm like,
even you didn't believe that you were that much of a piece of shit that you had a handful.
I don't know what
you had a
it was
ketchup cup full of.
and it was so. The funny thing is, the liquor was on the counter, and I was trying to like swipe it off. I was trying to swipe, clean it off,
making it worse.
It was just, if there was some video footage of this, it could have been our moment.
Oh yeah,
it could have been the H&K moment. But that was not the only humiliating moment I had this week. I had multiple, and I don't know why, bad ones, and it just was. I just been a little bit of a fog. Max played in his first basketball tournament this week. He made it onto this elite team, and he missed the first 2 tournaments, but because he had broken his foot, but he was able to play this weekend. And these places, even if you're a parent, you have to pay to watch your kid play. So you either pay $10 each time you want to watch him play, or $15 for the weekend for a bracelet.
That's brutal.
Yeah, $15 for the weekend, and it's usually 2 or 3 days. So I'm like, I'll just pay the $15 on Friday, and I'll get the bracelet. And the guy said, you don't have to put it on because you don't have to wear this fucking sticky thing ripping the hair off your goddamn arm the whole weekend like you're at Adventureland. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want it on because the next day we had a communion. I didn't want it. So I put it in my wallet. We go to the tournament on Sunday morning. It's over. And as I'm leaving, I see a couple of people that are walking in, and I'm like, they don't have bracelets. I'm just going to fucking give someone my $15 bracelet. I'm not going to ask for anything in return. I'm not that horrible of a human being. Yeah. So a lady's walking in with her 2 daughters, and I'm like, here, take my bracelet.
$5.
No, I didn't. Nothing like that. I'm just going to give her the bracelet. Yeah, this is it's like a sports complex, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I don't need it. I'm like, take the bracelet. Otherwise, it's going to be $15. She's like, I don't need it for what I'm here for. And I'm like, just put it on. They won't even know the difference. She's like, I'm selling Girl Scout cookies. So I was arguing with her to take the bracelet, and she didn't need it because
you don't want the bracelet. You refuse to wear the bracelet.
She was selling Girl Scout cookies, and she didn't understand why I was trying to bully her into taking a bracelet. So I took the bracelet and I threw it right in the fucking garbage. Tony, is what I did.
No good deed goes unpunished.
But the piece de resistance of embarrassing moments for me for the week was 2 days ago. You know how I always tell you I have to go to the UPS store because I have just a million returns. Yeah. And especially during the funeral stuff, Stacy's like, Anna's got to order a couple of dresses, Samantha. Yeah. So I'm in there with just tons of dresses and all these things. And what I do to try to make it easier for the people who work there, rather than have my phone and have them scan it and all that stuff, what I do is I will print out what is that, like that scan code?
Yeah.
So I'll print it out. The QR code, yeah. So I'll print out the QR code just so they can scan it, throw the paper away, and then return the item. You're like a pro at this, yeah. I'm a pro, yeah. So the kid who was working there, the first one, he tried to do like a little fancy thing. Like he unfolded the paper, tried to make it snap, and he rips the paper. And then he's trying to scan the QR code, but once you rip the paper,
he tries to be a hot shot.
Yeah, you can't. So my friend and one of the owners of the place, Kim, she takes the paper from him. She's like, I'll just take care of it. So
she like actually your friend that you see her so often. Yeah. Like my friend at Dunkin' Donuts.
No, when I walk in there, she's like, hey, Mark, we definitely socialize. She's good people. Until what happened the other day, of course. Right. So I see her. She has the 2 pieces of paper that were ripped, and she has them together, and she's putting the tape on the top of it. And I'm like, if you tape the top of it, then is it going to still scan with the tape, So I try to tell her, why don't you tape it from behind? And I say, Kim, why don't you take it from behind? And it's utter silence in the UPS store. She looks at me like, what? I'm like, tape it from behind. Why don't you tape it from behind? But by this point,
damage has already been done.
I was clear as day. I said, why don't you take it from behind? And it wasn't an invitation. It was just some sort of a slip. Exactly. And So that's my relationship with them over with, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Oh my goodness!
Why don't you take it from behind?
Did you
I said,
address that you misspoke?
I did nothing of the sort. I did nothing of the sort.
That was also the title of a game Mike used to play.
That's
yeah,
right.
I used to play a game called Why Don't You
My
Take
friend
It From
Tom
Behind?
Davanero had texted me. He said, "See if Mike has ever played this game called Take It From Behind."
That I have played.
Let's hear it, buddy.
So what we used to do is me and my friends would get naked and have anal sex with each other.
Anal. Yeah,
No, we never played that game yet.
you did not.
Not yet. No.
But-
so the stuff that you do reminds me of my dad. Like especially like your Five Guys story, like trying to get the free stuff. Reminds me of a story about my dad. My dad, what he used to do, he used to go to the same Dunkin' Donuts every morning.
East Meadow.
East Meadow, Hempstead Turnpike, Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
And he would get the newspaper every morning, the Newsday.
Yep.
But he would say, 50 cents for a newspaper, bullshit. I'm going to get 2 newspapers. So what he would do is he would take the Newsday and then he would take the Post and slip it inside the Newsday.
Oh, wow, that's
And then
stealing.
put the 50 cents up
Yep.
and say, I'm on my way.
Right.
So he was doing this for a long time. And then one day he was going there and he knew Andy. He knew Andy, the guy that works at Dunkin' Donuts.
Of course he
being there
does.
every morning.
Yeah.
And so one day my dad goes, puts the 50 cents up, and Andy goes, "You got to pay for both papers." My dad goes, "Oh man, I didn't even notice." Andy's like, "I've seen you do it for the last 3 weeks, but I had to finally say something."
Son of a
awesome.
bitch.
Yeah, my dad went to that place religiously for so long, has not been back since.
Wait, is this a recent occurrence?
This
no.
is a couple years ago.
Yeah, because
But
the
he-
papers are like $3
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
so that would
No,
be
this
really
is a little while
like
ago.
a misdemeanor,
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, exactly.
But would you say that he had established a friendship with Andy?
He did. He absolutely did. He knew Andy, and he would see Andy outside of Dunkin' Donuts, and he knew him very well.
See him or like socialize
Not
with him?
socialize
Oh,
with him, but
yeah.
he'd see him like at the deli because he was an East Meadow guy
Right.
also. Hey Andy, hey Mike,
Hey,
how
how
are
you
you?
doing?
And they know each other. Hey, as the old ball and chain, that kind of stuff.
As the old New York Post doing.
Exactly. But and then at this point, I guess Andy didn't say anything for like 3 weeks because he was friendly with my dad. But then he's finally like, I gotta fucking say something. This guy's taking 2 papers. Every
Wow.
day. And
I feel so badly and awkward about that.
yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's deliberate stealing.
That's
Like,
deliberate stealing.
yeah,
'Cause
I
he's
don't-
like, I'm
that's
getting
not
2 papers for the price of 1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's rough, man.
Yeah,
That's rough.
exactly.
Tony, did you queue up a picture there? Did I see? Is that what you did?
Well,
Or not yet?
they can't see this.
Oh, okay.
This is what they're seeing,
No,
but I
but
put
I
that up just so you.
That was
in case
good.
You needed a reminder.
Thank
So I
you.
put
Yes, thank you. That's right. What I did want to talk about, I know what we have to finish up soon because it's 2:30 in the morning.
I was about to say go as late as you want because
No.
mess you guys up.
I did want to mention that, and I made a post about it today. Today is one of my very, very dear friends, Rich Glanzer. It's his birthday today, or Richie as I call him, or Ricky. We've been friends probably, I guess, since we're like 9 or 10 years old, so figure about 40 years. And as I wrote in the Facebook post today, he knew my dad well. I was very close with his mom, who passed recently. We talked about it on the show. His dad passed away a while ago. Kind of a more quiet guy, so I didn't know him that well. But me and Richie have been through a lot. He's a go-to kind of guy. He would always have your back. So I wanted to, especially because this is the first birthday that Richie's having without his mom, I wanted to kind of make sure that we give him a little extra birthday shout out. But I did want to, I was going to post this story on Facebook, and I'm like, you know what? We're running a business here, this podcast.
Yeah,
I
save
need
it
to
for the
save
show.
some content. Save some content.
Yeah.
So,
Like I always say, save it for the podcast.
SFITP.
SIFTP. Yeah.
SIFTP.
SIFTP.
Yeah.
Save it for
So
the podcast.
that's what I decided to do. I'm going to save this story for the podcast. So, I have a good memory, and I come up and I can remember things, remember stories. Richie probably remembers the details of this story better than me, but I'm going to tell it to the best of my remembrance. Richie and I used to go to ball games together, and one of the things that we liked to do, even though I was a diehard Yankee fan and he was a diehard Met fan, when Dwight Gooden went on his first cocaine leave of absence and he came back, we used to go see Gooden pitch all the time. Yeah. We were like big into like, come on, Doc, you can do this. Yeah. So the game that I have in mind was a Yankee game that Richie went to, and I'm thinking that he probably went with me to a Yankee game because it didn't happen that often, because Dwight Gooden was probably pitching for the Yankees, and he'll correct me tomorrow when he listens if I'm wrong. But the game that we happened to go to was Sock Day at Yankee Stadium. Now I know Sock Day for you and your friends meant something entirely different.
It was a game we used to play.
Let's hear what's. We'll stop for a second. Let's hear what Sock Day was in East Meadow.
So it was the third Tuesday of every month.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we would all get a brand new pack of socks.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd masturbate
Tube socks, long ones. Yeah.
We'd masturbate into them.
Yeah.
And then we'd close our eyes and pass them around. And you
Sure.
have to try to figure out whose sock was whose.
And you do that by how? Just by aroma or
aroma.
touch?
No,
taste?
consistency.
And when they jerked, it was to a picture of Dwight Gooden.
Yeah. That's right. So we're at the Yankee game, and we're in the upper deck, and it's we have the socks. Now, obviously, I have tons of clothing that I wear other than work clothing. That's Yankee stuff, Yankee, everything. So the fact that I got a free pair of socks that said Yankees on them, I was just fucking loving it.
Yeah.
I have Yankee hats, Yankee shirts given away at games, whatever. So we're in the upper deck, and probably the second or third inning, a Yankee hits a home run, and the whole stadium just showers the field with the socks. So the guy hits a home run. I don't remember who it was. Again, Richie probably remembers better than me. But the field is covered with the socks.
Jim Laritz.
It was Jim Laritz. That's right. And so Richie looks over to me and he's like, "Throw the fucking socks on the field." and I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get myself to do it.
You took off the socks you were wearing at the time.
Right.
Threw those on the field.
I took off my Argyle socks that I was wearing to the game, and so he was a little annoyed. He's like, "Dude, this is what people are doing, and I'm doing it, and you should do it also." So game goes on, and it's like the Yankees are down a couple of runs. Yankees get up, I think it was the 8th inning, and someone hits a fucking huge home run, and the stadium goes absolutely fucking crazy. And whoever had not thrown the socks on the field earlier, they were all gone.
Yeah.
Okay? And just the stadium's going nuts, and there wasn't even a word exchange. I'll never forget this. This part I remember like it was yesterday. Richie looks over to me, and he points to the field. He points to the field, knowing that I was not going to not throw the socks at this point. Yeah. And I just took the pair of socks and I fucking threw them onto the field.
Man, really?
And it was like, we were good. Like that long time friendship was safe.
Thank goodness.
Because of me throwing my socks.
But then he was mortified when you ran onto the field to get them back.
I ran on and I collected 72 pairs of socks. I did not find my pair necessarily, but it didn't matter because I had so many socks.
That's right.
Richie, happy birthday. I love you, buddy. I hope you enjoyed that story. I can't wait till you call me tomorrow and tell me how many facts I got wrong. But the pointing and the throwing the socks on the field, 100% accurate. There's no two ways about it. So
you love this guy so much, and this is the best picture you have of the two of you?
It's not that it's the best picture.
Is that even him?
Yeah. No. That's John Watkins, actually. No, that's me and Richie. Richie and I were on a legendary baseball team called the St. Mary Supersonics, and we won a championship together, and it was against the VFW Roadrunners, crosstown rivals, and it was a big deal. And that picture is from, I guess, 1981 or 82, so we were 10 years old. And it's actually a larger picture. It's just that we happen to be sitting next to each other. But that's me and Richie. That's little Hershman there on the day, and I hope that if he's not listening to this live, he'll hear it tomorrow and he'll enjoy that story.
Nice.
So
happy birthday!
I'm gonna stop myself at that. It's been awesome to be back with you guys. I missed this terribly. I miss both of you guys a lot. So I'm glad we were able to do this.
It's like an old hat.
Yeah, hack. I'm an old hack.
You're an old hack.
Yes. What do we have coming up? We're going to finish up in a couple of minutes here. What do we have coming up? Tony's been busy with stuff. Tony's been performing comedy. He's been doing his trapeze act.
No way,
oh, yeah.
No fucking way, dude.
Oh, my God. We're like sharing a brain. Oh, my God.
You guys are gay.
Oh, my God.
That was gayer than gay chicken.
Hold on a second. I'm going to say a sentence. If we say the word at the end, we know that we're sharing a brain, okay? I love
Penis.
I was gonna say spare ribs. You fucking idiot. Penis. You fucking idiot. I was gonna say spare ribs.
I love spare ribs too.
He loves penis. He said. Well, forget it. We're not. The trapeze thing was pretty good.
The trapeze
though.
thing was good.
We should just ended it there.
You always close on trapeze. That's what I always say.
And you always close on penis though.
Exactly.
So okay, what Tony? Go ahead. What do you have coming up, if anything, buddy?
I don't. Well, this weekend is the holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
But thank you though.
Not
Keegs?
very much for Memorial Day weekend, but I will announce
Okay.
live on air the next Mike Keegan and Friends show is going to be June 16th right here, Governor's Comedy Club in the Giggle Room. Tickets are on sale now.
Stop.
I
With
haven't
Bosey,
done.
right?
Jeff Bosey will be on the show.
Terrific. Good.
It's his first organized show that we're promoting.
Yeah.
He was here in the main stage on a Thursday night as his big comeback.
Yep.
And hopefully he's been practicing since then.
Yeah.
But
No, that's good though. So he made his comeback, but now he's working on his stuff and
working on it. And
Yeah.
and the big comeback show for him will be June 16th. It's going to be a great show.
Awesome.
I have Jay Nog coming in to headline it.
that's a killer comic right
great.
there.
One of the best.
He's a killer.
And I haven't done a Mike Keegan and Friends in a while. It's been like almost a year.
Has it really?
Yeah, I really haven't done one.
Why? What was the?
Just, I kind of get burnt out from producing shows because always stress on filming the seats and everything.
Yeah.
And we had our show that I was juicing
Yeah, we'll have
up
another
for a
one
while.
this summer,
We'll have
yeah.
another one soon.
Yeah.
And I just thought the time was right.
Okay. Great.
So Mike Keegan and Friends, June 16th, Governor's Comedy Club in the Giggle Room. Tickets on sale at govs.com. Get them now because they're going to sell out. It's going to be a good show.
That's good. Okay. So that show's on Juneteenth. You said
Juneteenth.
Okay.
It's the Juneteenth Comedy Hour.
That's gonna be great, buddy.
All
awesome.
white people.
Very. Oh, Jesus Christ! Why do
You
I
set him up
I don't
for
know
that.
Why I do
That
that
was your fault.
I've done that before.
Yes.
Actually.
No, I have a black person. I have a black person on. Donna Cooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Okay, good. You're coming along, Mikey. Yes. All right, guys. We appreciate you. We're happy to be back. Please share this show with one person. Even if you guys share the show with one person, that's going to help us grow and become super famous and forget
Tell
about all of
that
you.
person to share it. And yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, all right. We're checking out. Have a great night. We love you. See ya.
Bye-bye.